Hi, this video is about the Caribou Mathematics Contest. I'm going to show the solution for the April 2014 Grade 11-12 Contest, question 24. Alright, so the question is, a shelf contains a number of books in a row. If 3 books are added, the number of possible arrangements increases by a factor of 210. How many books were originally on the shelf? So in this question, we are dealing with the number of possible arrangements. So in mathematics, this is called permutations. So to find the answer to this problem, then we will need to find a formula for the number of permutations for a given number of books n. So then after we have that formula, we can substitute in, say, 3, 4, 5, the possible answers into that formula to then find the number of permutations. Okay, so let's start by saying we have only one book. So if we have only one book, of course we only have one permutation. So now if we have 2 books, then we would have 1 times 2 permutations because the second book can either go first or second. And then for 3 books, you would have already the number of permutations before, which is 1 times 2. But then you have to do times 3 also because the third book can either go first, second, or third, and so on for 4 or 5 and all the other numbers. Which means for this question we would need factorial in our formula. Because for the number of books, we will just have 1 times 2 times 3 all the way up to that number. But in the question, we want when 3 books are added. And we want the factor of increase and not the number of permutations there originally. So what we want to do is we want to have n plus 3 because n is the number of books originally there. And then, of course, n plus 3 factorial. And we will have to divide this by n factorial because we only want the factor of increase and not the original permutations. Okay, so now let's substitute in the smallest answer, which is 3, into this formula. So we will have 3n as n, because 3 will be the original number of books. Therefore, we have 3 plus 3 is 6 factorial. And this is divided by 3 factorial. Okay, so this is equal to 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. Divided by 3 factorial, which is 1 times 2 times 3. So we know that the 1 times 2 times 3 cancels out in the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so what we are left with is 4 times 5 times 6. So this is equal to 4 times 5 is 20, times 6 is 120. But we want 210, so we will look at the next biggest possible answer, which is 4. So we have 4 plus 3 is 7 factorial. And we will have that divided by just n factorial, which is 4 factorial. Okay, so this is equal to, we have again 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 all the way up to 7. And then we have 4 factorial, 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. And again, these factors cancel out. So what we are left with is 5 times 6 times 7. So 5 times 6 is 30, times 7 is 210. Which is exactly what we want because we have the factor of increase being 210. Now we already know that if we take any larger number, like for or like for example is 5, 6, or any larger number, we know we're just multiplying with even larger numbers, so we know that the factor of increase would be then more and more than 210. So the answer is 4. So the number of books originally on the shelf were 4. If you'd like to know more about this contest, please feel free to visit our website at cariboutest.com.